All right. We are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Get to talk about everything in terms of WWE, AEW, the MLW. If it makes major news, wrestling headlines, we talk about it here on the show. So I just kind of reflect on what we talked about real quick. We had our WWE SmackDown review. Now we're going to get into some WWE Monday Night Raw. But hey, before we get on to any of that, sorry, excuse me. Go ahead and hit that super chat button if you have a burning question or a hot take about professional wrestling or just something you've been dying to get off your chest. We are all ears here at the GSMC Sports Network. The show is all about making sure your voice is heard. It's part of the mix. You guys are part of the show. So do not be shy. Drop those chats, those thoughts inside that chat box. And if you really want to make sure your comment or question gets noticed, why not use that super chat? It's a $ below the chat box. If you send in one of those, it's guaranteed that your question will be featured on the show. Plus, it's a great way to support the channel, support the GSMC Sports Network. Your super chats obviously helps us keep the lights on and bring you even more awesome professional wrestling content. And always, like I always say, thank you guys so much. We are grateful for each and every one of you guys who join us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So let's keep the conversation going, keep this party going, keeping it lively. Send in those super chats because those super stickers because you guys are super awesome. But once again, if the super chat's not your thing, hit up the GSMCpodcast.net. Hit up the tips and donations link. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Give me some of your opinions. 1,010%. Obviously, go ahead and Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Leave a positive feedback here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity 1,010% of the time. But of course, criticism. You know what happens. It's feedback is a gift. All in all, I'm lucky to have the chance to engage with the viewers. Absolutely love you guys. Thank you for tuning into the show. So now we're gonna jump on into our Monday Night Raw preview. Should be pretty good. Should be pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. Still a lot of build up heading toward WWE Bad Blood. A lot of build up going toward the first episode of Monday Night Raw that's going to air for 2 hours. So it's they kind of have to really put the foot on the accelerator on a couple of these guys that you're kind of flirting with their storylines. You don't know what they're going to be. You're not going to have that time anymore. You're not going to have that extra hour to fit in promos or to fit in like, okay, maybe we're going to push this superstar or maybe we're going to do this or maybe we're going to do that. So now they have to be very decisive on what they do. Definitely by the next couple of weeks, we're gonna find out what is what on Monday Night Raw, which is kind of cool because there has been a little floating ideas that never really kind of succumb to kind of comes in fruition. Kind of like this Karen Cross's group, the Final Testament. What's gonna happen with the New Day? What's this whole Sheamus and Pete Dunn, then Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman, when is Seth Rollins coming back? John Cena set to come back in the beginning of the year. So a lot of things have kind of with the girls as well. Is this pure fusion collective thing for real? Kind of bringing Natalia back to team up with Tyra Valkyria and Zelina Vega last week. Was to please everybody in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. But I feel like they should have lost. I feel like, they kind of keep this momentum to kind of keep the credibility of somebody like Sonya Deville, somebody, Zoe Stark, and most importantly for Shayna Baszler. I feel like Shayna Baszler has been done dirty by WWE. They don't really, they don't really know how to book her. One moment she's absolutely dominant, and it'd be like, damn, this girl should be the WWE Women's Champion. And then there's some matches where she whips it, and it's like, damn, this girl's never going to be a WWE Women's Champion. And, that kind of discrepancy between perspectives and ideologies in terms of the professional wrestling, not course, what is that? Professional wrestling kind of discourse. Like I said, they got to figure out what's what. I feel like I don't think Lyra Valkyria is going to be on WWE Raw anytime. So maybe she is going to be, but I feel like NXT could use her could use her better. I feel like it'd be a damn shame to kind of see her bookings kind of go under the radar after she had such a hot start. She had such a hot start. Yeah, 1,010%. It's gonna be interesting to see how they decide to push more of these storylines to kind of bring plans. You kind of have to have those kind of have to have those blossoms kind of blossom. You know what I mean? Like you can't be gilding the lily anymore. You know what I mean? So we are live tonight at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Obviously, if you're a fan of the Portland Trailblazers, I think that's where they play. I feel like that's where they play. Um, CM Punk is set to return. At this, I got to be honest. I can honestly say that it's to the point where I don't want to seem like a jerk or ungrateful because I am happy that CM Punk is back with the WWE. But this whole over a bracelet, man, over a bracelet. Oh my God! Like, and it doesn't even have any of your kids on there. Like, you know what I mean? Why the hell are you making a bracelet? You're a grown ass man. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, no, getting too crazy. No, no. See, that evil Eric is coming out, guys. Uh, I don't know. I'm just over it. I don't want to keep seeing this wash, rinse, and repeat. Now CM Punk is going to get the better of Drew McIntyre. It's over. It's kind of taken its toll. A couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre did cut a good promo that I felt like could have sparked it. But I just can't get over this whole bracelet thing. Like, I just feel like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe if it had some of your kids, it does have your wife, and that's cool and all. But when you think of somebody making you a bracelet, it's got to be from like your baby girl or or your son. Um, Not, with a dog's name on it, like, you know what I mean? Like, I get they're trying to play those strings of rhetoric of the pathos, trying to get people to feel bad that he doesn't have this bracelet, but I don't know. I just can't get into it. Like, I think I think everybody at this point is ready for this storyline to end. You know what I mean? And I kind of reflect on this idea that I, kind of talked about on the podcast quite a numerous amount of times that, CM Punk was supposed to fight Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40. Obviously, during the Royal Rumble, he gets injured, and then you kind of have to have new plans. Then new plans blossom, and I feel like this storyline was kind of done on the fly. They're kind of like, let's put two of the best guys we got, two of the more marketable superstars that could go inside the ring and do exactly what it takes to get the fans into it, and the fans are into it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm the only wrestling fan who is not buying into this whole bracelet thing. Maybe it's on me. Maybe it's on me 1,010%. But overall, I don't know. Something big has to happen, or else this. Trying to build up to this Hell in the Cell match, something needs to give. I don't need another broken bracelet and some, putting the beads down the guy's throat and stuff like that. Um, yeah, and next we have the WWE World Tag Team Championship match between JD McDonagh and Finn Balor, the Judgement Day, taking on the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm not a huge Judgment Day kind of, I'm not a huge lover of the Judgment Day. I got to be honest. The New Day, I feel like you should give the belts to the New Day. Kind of have them. They're older. They could be like transitional champions, kind of like a bookmarker till WWE actually, and then the New Day could, feud with somebody like American Made and maybe the Creed brothers. Then a young tag team, young and ambitious. Chad Gable. I like the group. I feel like they are overall, the whole athletes and stuff like that. And they're premier athletes, so they can go out there and be complete jerks because they can back it up. So I don't know, this whole thing. It's at this point, I think JD and Finn Balor should lose this match. I feel like it'd be smart for somebody like Damian Priest or Rhea Ripley to get involved tonight and cost them the championships. But I don't know. JD McDonagh and Finn Balor, they don't really defend the titles because they're not really considered a tag team. Finn Balor now is in the position where he has to be the leader of the Judgment Day. He can't be, prancing around the tag team division holding the gold. And, I don't know. I just feel like that would, Finn Balor should definitely get back into the main event kind of category. He's no sidekick anymore. So, definitely think that's, going to happen. Wrapping this up, Braun Strowman taking on big Bronson Reed. We're going to have a huge, match tonight. Not when I mean huge, I mean, like it's two absolute monsters going at it. Should be pretty awesome. Dominic Mysterio set to take on Damian Priest. I kind of feel like this has like first match mentality. I think Damian Priest is going to pick up the victory, and then Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are going to find a way to screw over Judgment Day. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Natalia taking on Zoe Stark one-on-one. I like the match. I think it's great. I want to see Natalia. Recently she also signed an extension in her contract, so I feel like WWE. I'm waiting for the secondary mid card belt for the women's to finally pop up. They need a WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. They need a WWE Women's United States Champion, and I definitely think it's necessary. It's to the point where something's got to give. So would love that. Next we have Pete Dunne taking on Sheamus. Pete Dunne has been going through hell the past couple of weeks. Fighting on both brands. NXT got done with the last man standing match. Before that last man standing match, he had that fatal 4-way match for the number one contendership to challenge Braun Breaker for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. He's a working man. He's they're getting him out, man. That's what I'm kind of rooting for Pete Dunne just because he's a worker. You know what I mean? He has that grind. He has that dog in him. Yeah. To watch for tonight, the White Six. Finding new victims. I don't know who's it going to be. I just hope it makes sense. There was kind of this idea flirting around that on WWE SmackDown you saw like signs of the White Six. Once when Nick Aldis was talking, and once when you saw Jade Cargill talking as well. So maybe they could be targeting their next, person on SmackDown that could possibly be it as well. I feel like since both shows are on the USA Network, they're gonna try to find a way to kind of collaborate. I think they're gonna kind of let down their walls right now between this whole brand situation, because Survivor Series used to be the WWE champion takes on the World Heavyweight Champion. The tag team champions on Raw take on the tag team champions on SmackDown. They haven't done that anymore. Now it's all about the War Games, and they put the top 5 like superstars on each brand, to team up again together to fight for like I don't even think it's Team Raw or SmackDown anymore. So I don't know, 1010% should be pretty interesting to find out what happens next. We're gonna have a Braun Breaker and probably a Jey Uso promo. That should be pretty interesting. Sami Zayn, an underdog promo as well. We're gonna see more build up between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. So yeah, definitely can't wait to watch Monday Night Raw. It's gonna be a good one. Definitely can't miss. So yeah. All right, guys. Next, we're going to talk about WWE is going to have a show at the Las Vegas Sphere. We talked about it. UFC recently had their Noche UFC event at the Sphere in Las Vegas, and it was extremely successful. And WWE no, it seems like the UFC right now are kind of trailblazers throughout this partnership with TKO Holding, of kind of leaving WWE some some good things like that you could totally do. And we're gonna get into it when we come back. So